Today's energy is all about transforming the way we think, the way we communicate, the way we act. We are stepping into a space where clarity meets intensity and the powerful insights are ready to make themselves known to us. This energy pushes us into action. This is a time to connect with our own truth and perhaps even shift our perspective on something, fear and anxiety, a limitation, something that's held us back. There's a lot more beneath the surface today than meets the eye. And if we're willing to dig a little deeper, we can uncover something that will change everything. So pull up a chair. Come on. Sit down. Join me as we embark on a journey of self-discovery. We'll gain an understanding of how to embrace this energy. By the end of our time together, it is my hope that you have the insight to go forward with a confidence, with clarity, with love. So hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you so much for being here. Truly, thank you so much for taking the time out to be here. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. You guys rock. Welcome to your daily focus, May the 27th, 2025. So we have the energy of the 27. The 27 energy is about things blooming and blossoming and growing and maturing. It's about starting to understand that soon we'll be able to reap the harvest of the work that we're doing now. Because the 27 energy is about doing a lot of work. Right? When your garden's going strong and there's things that are popping out of the ground while other things need to be picked, and then there's hoeing to do and watering, and you're just going to town. So the energy is very busy on our goals, our dreams, our desires under a 27 energy. And when we do that, we start to imagine, we start to understand what we are actually creating, what we are actually bringing in by the amount of work we do. So if you're not doing much work on it, that'll stand out as well under a 27 energy. 2 plus 7 is a 9 energy, and the 9 energy is about completions, endings, healing, leaving something in the rearview mirror to make space for the new beginnings, the new starts, the new things that we want to bring into our world. We've just stepped into this beautiful new moon energy, and are there some things tugging at you, trying to pull you back? Let's take care of those things. This is the day for it. Now, if we look at the daily numerology, it would be a 5 plus a 9 plus a 9. That gives us a 23 energy. The 23 energy is about having a belief in yourself, a belief in something greater than you. Maybe it's just your higher self. Maybe it's God, your maker, the universe, your angels, your guides. To know that if you go with the flow, if you trust your intuition, if you trust your heart, if you trust that gut feeling, that you will take one step closer each and every day to your best life ever. 2 plus 3 is a 5 energy, and that is about creating the giggles, the happiness, the joy. Be present in the moment. Allow your creativity to flow, your self-expression to flow. Soften up a bit, get a little bit of romance in your life on a 5 energy. And the 5 energy is also a very busy time in our life. So expect lots to be happening today. Sun is in Gemini, Moon is in Gemini, and Mercury trines Pluto today. So when Mercury, the planet of communication and thought, connects with Pluto, death and rebirth, transformation, going deep for the truth, we get this burst of clarity. The energy makes it easier to dig within our thoughts, to see things clearly. It's a time to explore new ideas deeply, to have meaningful conversations that maybe shift how we think. So we're asking questions, we're gaining wisdom, we're going to places where people are talking about our hopes, our dreams, what we want to accomplish. People who have already set those goals and succeeded, telling us how they did it. Because that's where we get those little glimmers of ideas. Maybe I can't do it that way, but I could do it this way. And you just take these little things from what each person says, and you change your perception completely on what you are now capable of doing. So yeah, talking with other people, having conversations online, in person, eyeball to eyeball, it maybe opens us up to some very new perceptions in our life. It's a perfect time to reflect on how we think, how we communicate. Could we communicate a little bit better? What are some of our habits? Are we always or we always like, you gotta believe me when I say this, or you know what I'm talking about, or just the hesitations and the okay, and maybe those things block you from really being the speaker you need to be for that conversation. Maybe it's for a job interview, maybe it's for a new career path, maybe it's just to express yourself to another and to allow those emotions without hesitation. To speak with, I get the sense of authority coming in here when we're speaking the truth. So I guess until we're willing to be completely truthful and completely honest with the subject or with the person at hand, we will have that hesitation. So start looking at the way you communicate. Maybe there's Toastmasters. Maybe you need to network your business more or network yourself in some way more. And you join something like Toastmasters, or you have a business, so you join one of those groups where the businesses all to get together on a Friday afternoon or a Tuesday morning or whatever it might be, and you get together and you network yourself. Go to corporate meetings with the prospect in your mind of networking yourself. Work on your elevator speech. What would you say if you only had the trip from the first floor to the 10th? What would you say about who you are so they remembered you and want to find you again? Okay, I'm going down the rabbit hole. I know. Get back to it. Okay. This energy. What does this energy do for us? It digs into our inner world. It uncovers what we've been hiding from ourselves, perhaps. We are able to express ourselves with more honesty, with more power. Okay, so it's a beautiful time for those honest conversations. And they may end up to be conversations that are quite transformational. I mean, think about what you want to say, practice that, understand how it might be taken, and listen. Listen. Once you're done talking, listen. The energy is strong for digging into deep topics, getting to the heart of the matter. And, it's those conversations we've been avoiding. Those are the ones that we can now face with clarity and purpose. I mean, pull it back a little bit, think it through. Absolutely. Just don't phone them up and start talking. Have an agenda ready. Know your words. And for you personally, I mean, think about your goals, okay? But yeah, your relationships, your personal beliefs. Is there a deeper truth that we need to acknowledge? Or is there a part of us that is ready for change? Oh my goodness. Ask yourself, what conversations or actions have I been avoiding that I need to have or I need to do? And maybe it's a conversation, maybe it's with somebody else, maybe it's with ourselves. If there's some kind of topic that you've been wanting to dive into or a mystery you want to solve, this is the perfect time to go deep. Okay, it's I don't care if it's learning something new or you're doing some kind of research or studying a topic of interest. The energy helps us to focus. It helps us to uncover some very important details, not just details, knowledge, wisdom. It's a great time to work on transforming our own thought patterns, letting go of some negative beliefs, overcoming a mental block, adopting a more powerful mindset. If there's something holding you back, now is the time to uncover it. We can get the clarity. We can get the wisdom. But then we also have to do the work and let it go. Become aware of your thought patterns. I think that's huge under this kind of energy. That negative thought pops up. Now, first of all, ask yourself, is that true? Do I have any evidence of that? Because sometimes we knock something over or we drop something and we're with a bunch of people and we're nervous and we say, oh, I'm so clumsy. Are ya? Did you stop and say, am I? Or did I just say that because I was nervous? And maybe I could come up with a better catchphrase to say when I drop my keys when I'm nervous. And replace it with a more balanced, rational thought, okay? Instead of saying I'll never succeed, say I'm capable of learning and improving. Create a list of affirmations like I'm worthy of success or I'm capable of achieving my dreams. And start to repeat them daily throughout the day, especially when you're facing challenges. They're so important when you're facing any kind of difficulty. And be careful. We can go down our rabbit holes. The energy of Pluto, it can sometimes lead us to dive too deep into our thoughts. We get stuck in our thoughts. We want to dig beneath the surface, absolutely. Pluto will almost demand that of us. But be mindful not to get stuck in overthinking or spiraling into some kind of obsessive thinking pattern. It's a beautiful time for mental clarity, powerful insights. We can transform the way we think. We can transform the way we communicate. Having an honest conversation or exploring a new idea or reflecting on our personal growth. Today offers a chance to shed old thought patterns. Step into a more empowered mindset. The power of today's energy is truly in its ability to help us rethink, reframe, rebuild our thoughts in a way that moves us forward with clarity and focus and confidence. So now's the time to embrace your inner truth, to speak your mind. Take the necessary steps to align our thoughts and actions with our highest potential. Know our capabilities and then the possibilities if we use our capabilities. The clarity, the insights we gain on a day like today will be the foundation for a more empowered tomorrow. I guarantee you that. Okay, let's turn to the cards. What was under that? Oh, the World card. 21 energy was there. So that fit well with our numerology, did it not? It's about closure and endings because there is a brand new path awaiting. And we've just started to enter this brand new path. These days are vital to really at least contemplate those goals, those dreams, those desires. Okay, and if you read my blog, then you know what part of your life maybe you need to focus on a little bit more than you would have. And it'll move you forward in a very strong and positive and confident way. Okay, let's done the lecture, okay? Get off my little soapbox now. Sorry about that. I got on a tangent. Okay, here we go. 10 of Wands. It's about letting go. It's about understanding what holds us down, what weighs us down, that burdens us, which doesn't allow us to move forward with the surety, with the confidence, with the sense of belief in ourselves or the sense of belief in our dream, our goal, manifesting, becoming tangible. Self-doubt could be here, a fear and anxiety, a limitation. We need to stop. We need to think about it. We need to sit in quiet contemplation and reflect on what is holding me back, what does not allow, or what do I need to get off my chest? What do I need to say to somebody? What do I need to do that I've been hesitating on, I've been pulling myself back on? I just don't want to do it, and I know I got to do it. Now this is a card that says stop. We're there's so much more effort being put in than we need to. It's not supposed to be that hard. So it's a time to be open to the new and to let go of the old. Our first card is the Two of Swords. Decisions need to be made, and you know what? You can ask everybody, but at the end of the day, you already have the answer inside of you. I was reading a study not too long ago that you know how you sit there and you go, well, I should do this, but right now I want to make a sandwich. I'm kind of hungry. I think I want to eat. Okay, did you know that I think it's like 3 minutes prior to that, you had already made up your mind about having the sandwich and delaying the progress? Okay, it's a defense mechanism we use, and then by the end of the day, we don't have anything done because we allowed that, what we call procrastination, right? Well, I'll have a sandwich first and then I'll get to it. Well, I should, at least get supper out and figure out what I'm going to be doing for that. Oh, you know what? I haven't cleaned this drawer out in forever, and you know what? I'm not going to wait another minute. I've just got to do it now because we don't want to do that one step. We don't want to have that one conversation. Okay, procrastination. Okay, take my course. It's a workshop. It's I think it's 6 weeks. Okay, or 6 days, but I prefer that you do it slowly and surely and really take it home. It is not a weakness. It is not. It's a defense mechanism that you have built within you in order to keep you safe. So it's something triggers you from the past more than likely. And it could just be a perception, a way of thinking. It's like you're 20 and then you wake up one day and you go, how did I get to 60? How did that happen? I was 20 and I'm pretty sure I feel 20. So it doesn't even make sense that I'm 60. How did that happen? Okay, and because we put things off for another day, there's always a reason for it, okay? And so maybe we don't want, if we don't get that done, maybe we think we can hold off on things. We can stop time. We can not have to face that conversation or that situation or that environment. I'm babbling. Okay. The answer's within you. Okay. You're not going to find it outside of yourself. And you've already made up your mind on it. You just have to go within and understand your truth. Because you've already set it into cement in some way. Deep down within, a truth that will empower you, strengthen you. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is, where is your focus? Where is your attention? What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the negative? Because you'll probably be attracting more negative into your life doing that. Are you focused on the positive? Are you focused on the steps you need to take today? Don't worry about the rest of it. What can you do today? Take a deep breath and just do that. Okay? I really think we have so much more anxiety when we're thinking, okay, but when I get done this, I've got to do that. And, we don't stop. We don't recognize the accomplishment. We don't celebrate ourselves. We don't celebrate that we accomplished that. And when we start to celebrate those things and start feeling good about those things, we will crave that feeling of feeling good about accomplishing. And then we can't wait to accomplish just because we get to celebrate. Where is your focus? Where is your attention? I knew we were getting off the hook too easily here for the power of this energy, and of course the Tower card shows up. Breaking through the glass ceiling. I see us as that ball of fire. That ball of energy. And I see us getting so bright and so strong and so confident and so knowing of our potential and so knowing of our capabilities that we break through that glass ceiling. We realize that we have been not honoring our truth, not honoring ourselves, not honoring our wisdom, our talents. So yes, this is a card where part of our world could fall away quite easily, okay? And we might not even notice it going. I used to love playing my keyboards. I can't remember when I put my keyboards away one day to do something, obviously, in the house. And I never put them back. I can't remember when that was, but it happened because they're no longer up. And I didn't notice that leaving my life for whatever reason it needed to leave. We just look back one day and we realize that happened. Or it could be something very, we go out and we start talking to people and we get this aha moment, we get these epiphanies, we get an understanding of ourselves that we didn't recognize before, and that changes everything about our world. and maybe it takes us out of relationships, and it takes us out of environments, and it maybe even changes the course of action going forward for us. I mean, it all depends on what the rest of your how it aligns with your natal chart. Okay, I better get going here. We'll never end. So but once again, this is very powerful, beautiful energy to work with. There's a lot of free will involved here, but there also is something that will happen regardless if we take the reins or not. And trust me when I say it's always easier for us to be proactive and take the reins before we allow them to. Okay? The lessons are always so much harder when we allow them to. Okay, so let's let them know that we have the knowledge and we're working on it, and just to hold off for a little bit longer. Trust in us. We have 31. Be spontaneous. I do believe it's a spontaneous kind of energy, and we have all this Gemini energy around us, so of course we're spontaneous. Of course, and you know my feelings on spontaneity. Okay, as long as you take a step back and understand if it truly aligns with what you're doing, maybe coloring outside the lines is a good thing. But at least take that step back and think about it, okay? When you are busy, rushing, stressed, worried, overwhelmed, it's easy to lose track of simple things in your world that bring you joy. And this is a huge nudge to remember to create fun. So very much like our 5 energy, right? Rediscover enthusiasm and fascination through adventure and spontaneous happenings. Engage with your life again and take in your surroundings, observing the importance of living life to its fullest. Decide to do something for the very pleasure of it and see where life takes you. You know, and all of a sudden this comment that somebody wrote in yesterday's video, and I hope, you put it out there for me to answer with everybody, so I hope you don't mind. But immediately I thought, under this energy, okay, you said no to that invitation, and it's fear-based. If we're saying no to something, it's fear-based. It's got a layer of anxiety to it. It's got some kind of limitation to it. Like, you shouldn't be going there, you shouldn't be seeing there, you shouldn't be talking to that person, whatever it might be. Okay, but there's something there that's holding you back. Maybe it's the way you see yourself. Maybe you don't understand just how beautiful and wonderful and full of light you are until you're allowed to just be yourself and let that light shine. So yes, you said no under this energy. I can almost definitely say no, that it was based on something that you need to work on. You need to really understand why you said no to something, because this is a time when you say yes to those invitations. I won't go back there because we've already talked about it, and guess what I forgot to do in yesterday's video? I didn't pull an animal, and none of you caught me. So you're supposed to be, I can take criticism, okay? Healthy criticism, please give it to me, okay? I want to be my very best for you, and I can't do that unless you're being honest and loving to me, okay? So please sing your song. Sing your song. It's back again. And I know a couple of you've left it in the comments that you've been getting the bluebird as well. If you want one of the decks, I do have them all listed in the description box below. So, okay. Sing your song. Sing, create, express, respect. A bird does not sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. Isn't it time that you listen to the song in your heart? That really sums up this energy today. Isn't it time to listen to the song in your heart? Bluebird tells you that you've been hiding, and now it's time for you to sing whatever song you feel. It doesn't necessarily have to be a happy tune if you're feeling sad. Honor your emotions, express them. However, Bluebird would prefer that your song turn to one of happiness and higher emotion. Bluebirds are gentle, non-aggressive creatures and tend to avoid confrontation. They're patient with other kinds. And if the bluebird does feel threatened, or upset, it stands its ground and defends itself in its own kind. Bluebird has shown up in your reading because it feels as though you've allowed others to take what is yours, and now it's time for you to stand strong. The situation could have just arrived. It could be an argument that has lingered for years. Respect what is being said, but know that you need to respect you, first and foremost. Don't shoulder another's problems if they're not taking the same responsibility. Don't be the martyr, okay? It's important to be patient and kind with your words. You have nothing to explain. You have nothing to defend. This is your life. And by following the song within your heart, you will be guided. Because the bluebird is the color blue, it's often associated with the throat chakra and creative expression. So pick up a musical instrument, a pen, a paintbrush. If you feel that you can't vocalize that song in your life, maybe another creative way will help you lift that song up so that you can finally sing your song. And yes, as we go forward, that message, sing your song, is going to play louder and louder for our benefit. So, start understanding what it is you're singing. Step into it. Embrace the love of who you are and where you're going. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.